Let's get right into the heart of the matter. I've been working on Remnants, my RWBY fan project, a long time, and its production has always been a blessing and a curse in itself. A lot of it is owed to the baggage associated with RWBY itself and my feelings with it lately. A lot of these feelings involve disappointment, fear, and in the end, just plain apathy. Those feelings were sometimes a great motivator while working for it, but they were also a hindrance and always caused me to overthink the project far more than it needed to. But after seeing the positive reception to my recent video, Bloody Evolution, the gears in my head started turning for once after all these years. I've taken for granted just how many original ideas I've put into Remnants. While they started as my own headcanons and ideas for RWBY, some things have changed so much that they don't even resemble the original anymore. Like, let's just talk pure canon here. The canon Grimm from RWBY are creations of the god of darkness, they are attracted to negative emotions, and they seek and destroy humanity and its creations. But my Grimm have none of those traits. Over time, my ideas for them became a parasitic eldritch disease that assimilates and evolves from anything it consumes. Through all my headcanons and interpretation of the Grimm, from before I even knew anything about it to after knowing their actual backstory, it's become its entire own thing, more closely resembling something from The Thing or Alien than RWBY. And you guys know I just really love Grimm, man. They're my favorite fantasy monster species. But that's the thing, isn't it? How I've perceived my favorite fantasy monster species is no longer even the official version of it. It's become my own. Before this, I've definitely done original projects that are partially inspired by RWBY, namely my two projects, Voyager and Mancer. I thought, since people like my ideas and my art, I should make something original, something that's a little bit RWBY, but mostly not. I always made these projects from scratch with entirely new lore and a completely different premise, separate from RWBY's original main ideas of monster hunting and academies. But RWBY, and by extension Remnants, was always the sacred cow. I thought there was something about RWBY's concept, a very specific appeal that only RWBY could scratch that creative itch for me. Creating Voyager satisfied my itch for my own high fantasy sci-fi world, while creating Mancer satisfied my itch for a dark fantasy magic school setting. But nothing quite satisfied my creative itch for a shonen anime style monster hunting school like RWBY. So, I was left at odds with Remnants, with all the baggage that comes with doing a fan project. I had to contend with RWBY's massive cast, constantly thinking about who to keep and who to change. I had to contend with lore I either had to change or justify including. This whole time, I tried to build off someone else's foundations, someone else's interests, someone else's passions. Even if a lot of that passion is shared, it would never be mine to mold freely and call my own. But that video, Bloody Evolution, made me realize, in doing Remnants all these years, I had already made something completely different from RWBY this whole time. So going the full way isn't exactly the biggest step in the world. And in fact, a lot of the things that slowed it down were the obligations I bound myself to in service of the original. And if the choice was between taking that next step or continuing Remnants at its standstill pace, I figured, why not? So, I want to announce that I am officially ending the Remnants project. I will be taking most, though not all, of my ideas from it, tweaking them, and converting them into an original OC project. You might ask, how much RWBY is in it? What should you expect from this project? 1. It will not be RWBY's world. It's not set in a world called Remnant. There's shadow monsters, like many other stories that have shadow monsters, but they're not Grimm. Basically, anything that would be a copyright problem will no longer be a problem here. 2. It won't be RWBY's cast. The protagonist is not a girl named Ruby Rose with a giant scythe, but is she still a cute red girl with short hair and a weapon? Most likely. I've already sketched some characters and will reveal more in the coming days. Some will be immediately familiar to RWBY fans, but some will not. Some will be familiar for fans of other anime. Now's my chance to include all the characters I find cool and put them all together. Don't go into this project hoping to see your favorite RWBY character, because not all of RWBY's cast will be added. In fact, most of them will not. This isn't a RWBY checklist. I don't have names for these original characters yet, so you might still associate them by their inspirations. But it's my hope that in time, you'll enjoy them as your own. 3. It won't be RWBY's story. There's no fall of Beacon. The main girl doesn't stop a robbery and then is interviewed by the headmaster. In fact, I don't want to give you any false promises here. I cannot even guarantee there will be a story at all, at least for now. So what will it look like then? I remember I loved watching RWBY's production diaries back in Volume 2, where it felt so awesome to watch RWBY grow and discover itself as a series. I hope to do the same here. I've already recorded several hours of time lapses of me just sketching characters, drawing art, discovering more and more about what my idea of a Monster Hunter Academy without RWBY looks like. I feel like a concept artist developing a new series, but I also feel like a fan artist drawing fan art of my own project, of my own characters. As I post these updates, character designs will change, characters will get added, removed, and reworked. Names too may change, which is the messiness and constantly changing nature of production, because these were all things that I used to hide away back when I did Remnants, because I didn't want to quote-unquote spoil it for fans, because I was afraid of the pressure of under-delivering on the expectations of the fandom and of myself. But now, the slate is wiped clean. There are no more expectations. The only thing left is my drive to create, and trusting in myself that I can make something worthy of your attention, your patience. So if it's no longer RWBY, what is it? It will be a monster hunting academy with cute girls and big weapons. It will be different but familiar, with these core desires driving it at its heart. I want to make something that makes me feel like what I felt watching RWBY, when I thought to myself, this is the coolest shit ever. I want to be a fan of this. I want to draw fan art of it. I want to make fan trailers and music videos of it. I want to imagine OCs for this world. I want to make something that inspires me to create like I've never created before.